Welcome back to the Whiskey and Wisdom Podcast, everybody. This is your co-host, Tyler Y'all, and today I am with
Chris Kellum.
And our special guest today is
Tara.
Very nice to have you on, Tara. We were just talking before the podcast. We've kind of like known of each other for a while in different aspects, and I've been coming to Good Lie more often and joined the league, the first league that you guys had and everything too, and got to know you a little bit through that. So we are excited to have you on the podcast now.
Yeah, excited to be here. Yeah.
Thanks.
Awesome. Yeah, I was sitting here and I was like, I know Tara. I know this name. And then you walked in. I was like, oh, yeah, I do follow you on social, but I've not seen a picture of you.
Yeah.
And you're like, yeah, I just don't post pictures of myself.
Yeah. I've ran a lot of social media accounts, so it's mostly me just doing it all for everybody.
Right.
Nice. Excuse me.
So we are sipping on High West again, the Prairie Bourbon, but this time Chris has come prepared with some notes for us.
Well, so our bottle is a little bit older, so I think they've updated the bottle and the visuals on it. But on the nose, it should be a little light caramel, sweet vanilla. It's supposed to have a rich and earthy palate with some candy corn, honey nougat, and sweet corn bread biscuits. Do you get any of those notes?
Yeah, I definitely got the nougat taste.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's nougat?
It's like a nutty, almost like a hazelnut. But
Have you had Snickers?
Yeah, I was just making
what's
sure
in there?
everyone. That's why I was just making sure everyone knew what we were talking about.
Okay.
Oh, this is one of your.
I do kind of get some candy corn, like on the back end of the taste.
Yeah, that's what I was like. It tastes very like springy, but I mean, because of the sweet notes. But I could definitely see it being like a fall drink.
Yeah.
It is a 75% corn, 21% rye mash bill. So
We did blind bourbon tasting the other day, and
fun.
from micro distilleries. So that was fun. We learned more about mash bills and stuff. And
yeah.
like, do we actually taste what's in here, or are we just like fooling ourselves? And we actually did pretty good.
Yeah.
So I was impressed.
he did good. I did horrible.
Yeah.
I want to say you did horrible.
Yeah, well, sometimes I feel like they give you the sheets for some bourbons. Like I've started my bourbon journey at Front Street Brewery.
Oh, yeah. It's a good place to do it.
Yeah, TJ there taught me a lot about bourbons, and sometimes we'd be tasting. I'm like, I taste exactly that.
Right. Not a clue.
Whatever you say, sir.
Yeah.
So tell us a bit more about yourself.
So I've been in the service industry since I was 15. I've kind of had a lot of different life things. Like I went and got my bachelor's in marketing and communications, and then I fell for one of those pyramid scheme jobs in Charlotte for sales and things. So I just did full-time bartending and then went back and got my master's. And then COVID happened and higher ed took a big hit. Yeah. So then I just realized, kind of sat there and thought about it, and I was just like, service industry is where I want to be.
That's awesome.
And really set my life on that. And I was also doing freelance marketing and graphic design all over town. And then really fast, I started running a few businesses, a few bars, restaurants. And so then I realized that's what I wanted to do.
Nice.
That's awesome. And so we had the previous bar owner on, Joe, who you've worked really well with.
Yeah.
So that was really neat, like knowing that you were behind the scenes of all of those, right?
Yeah. I was the GM of all three. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. So I'm sure that kept you very busy.
Yes. It kept me very busy.
Were you there when the facade fell?
No.
I wasn't in the building, but I live on Front Street.
Oh, yeah.
It's funny because there was, obviously I know a lot of people downtown from working
Right.
there for so long. But I got so many people calling me of like, why is your husband booking it down Front Street? And so he ran and I went to the car. And so we were there to fix it up and everything. It was me, my husband, Joe, and a bunch of his buddies.
Yeah.
Wow.
To fix it. It was a battle, that's for sure.
I'm sure.
Gosh.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I was like, I didn't think you were there inside.
No. Yeah, I wasn't there, but I was there.
But you were still working.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I was there within 10 minutes.
Wow.
The good.
Were people actually inside when that happened?
There was our last customer that night left like 5 minutes before.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
so we were good, but the staff inside, there was a cook and a waitress, and so they said they were in the back, luckily, when it happened.
Yeah.
But I can only imagine what it sounded like.
That's probably scary as hell to hear
Yeah.
that.
No. Like, hey,
Yeah.
you guys, here's my notice. I'm not trying to live on.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to get trapped in here.
Yeah.
Not anymore.
Yeah, I've become really good in a crisis. So I just went into like work mode of like, all right, we need to fix this, this, and this. Clear the people, because then everybody starts crowding because there's all these fire
Right.
trucks. And
Yeah.
I wish there was someone recording, because Joe had a moment where he was walking on the rubble and just screamed a curse word, and I was like, that's like a scene out of a movie.
Right.
Yeah. But I mean, we were all thinking it.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
He just said it out loud.
Yeah.
So when did you transition from doing that over to Good Lie, and how did you find that opportunity?
So actually, the owner, he started out as a patron at one of the bars I was running, and I
Okay.
was bartending. And I fell in love with the idea of a mini golf bar, like, I want to say 8 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a long time ago. And I was like, Wilmington needs this, like,
Yeah.
especially like an adult-oriented mini golf bar,
Yes.
especially downtown.
Right.
That would be really cool. And we just started talking, and he talked about the bar that he has in Florida. And I was like, dang it, someone's getting one under me.
Yeah.
They're stealing my idea. Well, not my idea, because I stole it from someone else. But
For this.
yeah.
Yeah.
And so I transitioned to Good Lie in end of July, beginning of August. And it was to be a part of it. And I mean, the owner really, he got a sense of all the things that I do,
Right.
marketing, everything. And so he really wanted to invest in what I bring to the table. So he made me an offer I couldn't refuse.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Very
Yeah.
cool.
But I've loved it. I mean, helping build the mini golf and just build the brand itself has been
Yeah.
really awesome.
So obviously, like Jennifer and I go there pretty often too. But it seems like there's already just within the year like a pretty good community that's already built around it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, the one thing of like why we chose that location was because there was no real like neighborhood sports bar. It's like,
Right.
Yeah.
I love the Harp and I love the Satellite,
Yeah.
but Satellite doesn't have TVs. So sports bar was a big part that we wanted to add there. And then Castle Street is just up and coming.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
Well, and the Harp is like still a different part of downtown.
yeah. Yeah. It's just far enough. Like there's Cargo, the South Front District, downtown. We still have,
Right.
still have free parking and plenty of it around there.
true.
And that space, we could really utilize it the best way possible.
No, I love it. Me and Tyler, we joke all the time with random ideas for new bars and things, and we're like, really, I just need to be an idea man
Yeah.
and just get paid for my ideas, and someone else can go put them all together.
Yeah.
But with Good Lie, for those who've never been or don't really know what's going on in there, can you tell us a little bit about the whole place and the setup?
Yeah, so we have outdoor seating now, and it's an adult, I mean, it's still kid-friendly during the day, but, I mean, it gets a little rowdy at night.
Right.
It's a sports bar, drinking. We got a local artist to take pro golfers' actual mugshots and turn them into art.
Oh, nice.
It's
Yeah.
pretty sweet.
Yeah, and then the actor that played Shooter McGavin, he got arrested here, so we did his too, since he played a golfer. But we've got a giant bar with a bunch of seating, and then a middle bar, and then a 9-hole mini golf course. So it's a lot of fun. It's very challenging. Everybody will come in, and I tell them there's a 6-stroke maximum, and if they roll their eyes, I'm like, I'll see you on the back end.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. And then when you've maxed out on 3 of the 9 holes, like
Yeah, yeah,
Wait, what?
yeah.
it's difficult.
Yeah, because people walk in and they're like, oh, they're like small holes, small courses, but
Yeah.
they're tricky. We put
Yeah.
a lot of thought into, mostly the owner, but with all the holes, we put a lot of thought into how they were going to work. But there's a hole-in-one possible on every single hole. A lot of people will fight me on that.
Has anyone... So, 2 questions. One, do I win anything if I get a hole-in-one besides bragging rights?
Yeah, we have hole-in-one stamp cards. So once you fill that up, you can get a free round of golf or a free drink.
Okay.
Obviously not really expensive bourbon. It's up to a certain amount.
But it's a hole-in-one. Come on, man.
I know. Well, that's why on the really tricky ones, you get 2 stamps. But we also have a bunch of bar games on the bar tops that we have like small giveaway prizes from local liquor reps. And there's like one where you put a golf ball on a tee. People get obsessed with that one.
That's the one Jennifer's obsessed with.
Yeah.
We go there and we sit there, and the first thing she does is grab that thing and start going.
I can see her.
Still hasn't gotten it yet.
So people have gotten hole-in-ones.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I just wanted people to realize
Oh, yeah.
that it is possible, and somebody besides yourself has done it.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
I think between Jennifer and I, we've gotten a hole-in-one on every single hole so far in there. It's not often, but every once in a while you get lucky.
Yeah.
Hey, somehow he still never invites me.
Well, it was mostly on league nights.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So.
So that leads me to, you guys do a league?
Yeah. Every Wednesday we have a league. The leagues are 2-person teams. They last 10 weeks, and we actually have a new one coming up right now.
When does that one start?
The first week, or it starts this upcoming week, but the first week is open play. So say you still wanted to sign up late or something. I mean, tax refund day is Tuesday,
True.
right?
Yes.
So if you wanted to sign up late, really you just have to start by the first game.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you
Fun,
doing
though.
it again?
I need to find out how Jennifer's schedule was, because this last league that came up, Jennifer worked like almost every single Wednesday. So I was like, okay, I guess we'll skip that.
Yeah.
She's like, I need to schedule myself better next time. And I was like, yeah, you do.
She should.
I know.
I mean, I'm not off on Wednesdays, otherwise I would have signed up for it.
Yeah. Yeah. And as it grows, like as we have more people, the first league we had 24 teams, and we realized that's kind of
A lot.
about where we can go, because you play 2 rounds every Wednesday.
Oh, okay.
So timing it right with tee times, and when they come back around to play the second round, it's making sure everybody's not waiting too long, but also have enough time to grab another beer, drink.
Right. It is pretty impressive how you guys had that set up, though, because like you were never really standing waiting around at all.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like just enough time to like grab your breath and like start back again.
Yeah. There was one night this past league that we had a lot of non-league players come in. And so trying to time all of that, I got a little anxious because I was like, all right, we've got 3 people that want to play and everything's doubling up.
Yeah.
But we made it work.
Good.
So.
That's neat.
Yeah.
So I heard, I'm asking all the good questions on the front end because Tyler asked all of them in the last interview. When you set up this golf course, what's the theme?
So,
because I know most like mini putt mini golf courses have like some sort of theme. Is it like, hey, guys who play golf get arrested, or like what's the kind of theme and idea behind it?
So ours is more of a laid back vibe. Like we don't have the whimsical water wheels and things like that, but it's more about having that laid back, like you can just have fun. It's not super crazy, but it gets people, like it's a neighborhood bar feel, but with mini golfs, like 2 businesses in one. Our t-shirts on the back say over par and under the influence. So really, if you're drinking and having fun, it's okay. Because we know our course is challenging, but that's the fun part of it. And then people just keep playing. So I don't think we have like one general theme, but it's just like a neighborhood sports bar feel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we've got shot skis on wedges, like club wedges. So that's fun. Yeah.
Here we go. When we
Everything.
get you and Emily to come out, we'll do a
Are you guys open on Mondays?
Yep, every day of the week.
I mean, that's one of the things I've asked for. Is at work, I'm always off on Monday.
Yeah.
And I'm like, can I not be off on Mondays?
Right.
Because
everything's closed in Wilmington.
Oh, yeah.
like every one of the spots I go to is closed on Mondays.
Yeah.
Well, now you have a place to go.
I do.
Yeah.
And you guys have food now too.
Yeah. We have personal sized pizzas that they're made in Italy, and then we cook them in house. They're a lot more filling than I expected, but they're really, really good.
So are tariffs affecting you guys too?
As of right now.
No, that's been the running joke at work for the last like 2 weeks. Is every other phone call is like, are tariffs affecting the cost of all your?
Yeah.
Sir, I work in a store.
Yeah.
I don't make the prices up.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like there's all the liquor reps and beer reps and even like promo merch designers. They're all like, we don't know yet. We'll see.
Right. We'll find out what happens.
Luckily in North Carolina with all the pricing and tax system and everything, none of that can change for a while, even if it does affect the stores. Yeah.
Yeah, that's one
One
good
good
thing
thing.
about North Carolina is like it's so insulated because it's so government controlled
Yeah.
that like it's hard for anything to like come like penetrate.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, as much as we complain about it, I guess there is benefits when there's trade wars going on.
Yeah.
I've asked a lot. I'm letting you have one.
Oh, okay. This is like the opposite of last
Mhm.
episode. Where was I going to go before we went down that rabbit hole? Oh, I was gonna piggyback off having like a neighborhood sports bar because that was always the one thing that I like complained about too. Because this podcast is in the cargo district, and it's like there's not really anything that you can like sit and like feel at home and like watch the game with like a bunch of people that you want to be with. And you guys opened that, and I was like, that's pretty cool now.
Yeah, and because the bar is so big and having that middle bar,
Right.
I believe we have 33 bar stools. But even like people just standing around and stuff, like there's a lot of room to bring groups. I mean, we have birthday parties. Someone threw their son he golfs a lot, and threw him a birthday party, but they ended up watching soccer the whole time.
Oh yeah.
So it turned into a sports bar party. They got everybody involved, but it was great.
So are you guys going to expand into Castle Hayne?
In Castle Hayne? I don't know. It could be possible.
No, that's part of our running joke here.
Oh, yeah, because it's
like
growing so much.
Yes, and there's not. Well, technically, there's 2 bars out there,
kind
which is crazy for that big of a space to only have 2 bars.
Actually, the one place that's for sale would make a perfect spot for another.
I don't know if it's has enough space though. Like it's very narrow.
You haven't been in this one.
Yeah, when I went in to talk with the owner, I don't really call it an interview because when I told him that I wanted to have a conversation, he was like, all right, come in and see the space and we'll just chat. But I walked in and the bar wasn't there, nothing was there. And I was like, you want to put what in this place?
Okay.
And somehow it works.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. It works out really, really well.
Okay.
Yeah, he showed me the blueprint and I was like, those holes are going to be really tiny. I thought this was supposed to be really challenging mini golf. And then we were putting it together. The fun part of building was that we would stay really late. There's a crab store.
Oh, that's right.
And all they sold was Heineken. So we just grab a case of Heineken and putt until we got a hole in one and be like, all right, this works.
That's awesome.
I used to get my haircut down there, like right across the street from you guys. And I remember that shop on the corner for years. And then Colt 45 came out. And that always just imagined the blind man walking past that store. You know
that
what
would
I'm talking
be fitting,
about?
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
That's funny.
I don't know. Every time I hear Colt 45, I just picture him walking in front of that store. I'm like, hello, ladies.
We're going to have to recreate that video right out
I was
front.
gonna say, yeah, that should be fun.
Just gave me a good idea.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, actually, one of your bartenders is at the other thing today, right? Is that today?
The bartender contest?
The bartender contest?
Yeah, she was supposed to be. She had a loss in her family, so she had to go out of town. But her and I did work really well together because she hadn't bartended until I brought her to Good Lie.
Oh, okay.
I had known her for a little bit, and I knew she worked at a restaurant downtown. And I was like, hey, if you want to learn bartending, I'll teach you. And
That's awesome.
because she's got a great personality, and if you waitress, you can multitask. And I was like,
Okay.
I know she can handle the service industry
Right.
at least. So I brought her in, taught her all you need to know about bartending, and then her and I worked together on her cocktail. I was like, think of some ideas, and I'll help you build the process of building out a cocktail.
That's really neat.
Yeah, but she was having fun.
So I would say that was probably a lot of fun for her being like new in the industry too, and having someone kind of like tailor at the cocktail making part of like the artistry part of it behind it.
Yeah, it's like the artistry, and then also like just figuring out balances. And I also added on costing a cocktail with it. Like, say if you did want to create a cocktail and pitch it wherever you work, I know no one's going to work there forever for their whole life, but just something transferable to anywhere else anyone goes. It's kind of
that is an important part is pricing out a cocktail too, because we've had people in different times that they've made cocktails for us and they're like, I'm just going to give you like a forewarning. Like this is because you asked for this, but like this would never go on a menu because it's going to be like a $22 cocktail.
Yeah.
We're like, oh, okay.
Yeah. They can get very expensive, especially figuring out what you're using.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So along the cocktail line, 2 questions because I love this. How do you make an old fashioned?
Ooh.
And then second question, what's your favorite cocktail on your menu?
Two very good questions.
I mean, I have some when I'm in that like
Yeah.
He's not falling asleep in the studio.
Yeah, old fashioned. I mean, like, say you wanted an old fashioned and
Yep.
you came in. I ask what your go-to bourbon is first, even if we don't have it. And then I can get something along the lines of that and then build it from there. Never soda water. Anybody that puts soda water in an old fashioned,
That's terrible.
that happens here in town.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot where I was, but I was watching them make it, and I saw them use the soda gun, and I was like,
I don't know what you made.
It was like a $15, $16 pour of bourbon. And I was like,
Oh, no. It's even worse.
yeah, that was bad. I mean, the go-to would be to keep on building with like a sugar cube, a little bit of water, but most places just do simple syrup.
Oh.
And then big cube, if you have them.
Right.
If you have.
Yeah.
Do you have big cubes?
Yes, they're also in the shape of a golf ball.
Nice.
Yeah.
So do you make those?
Yeah, there's special molds that we have.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like I know a guy if you need someone.
Interesting. Is it you?
He's trying to get into the business.
Yeah.
I told you
The ice
we
making
have so many ideas for guys who don't actually work in the service industry.
I mean, ideal so.
It's true.
And then, I mean, everybody will say there's one way to make an old fashioned, but you can make do most of the time.
Right.
But that's really how I do mine. And then it's espresso, orange peel, all that jazz.
Yeah.
I mean, when I worked at Pour House and someone ordered an old fashioned,
You would
dive bar
just
trick.
squirt them with water.
Well, I would tell someone, I'm like, hey, I'm not going to do an expensive bourbon. I can make you something that tastes like an old fashioned, but you wouldn't expect it. The trick is to put a splash of Jaeger in there.
Oh, interesting.
Oh, I could totally see that.
Yep. And they never know. And they're like, oh,
Same.
wow, this is so good.
Yeah.
Dive bar trick.
See, but there's the thing. That's why I asked. So, one, this is my question for the year for any like person in the service industry: how you make an old fashioned, because everyone makes them different.
Yeah.
And for those listening, they can make them at home, listening to how you guys do it, and just see which version they like the best.
Yeah.
Number two, like in general, I feel like you're a douche if you walk into a dive bar and say, "Hey, can I have an old fashioned?"
It's like, do you not know where you're at, sir?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, it's not a hard drink. That's an easy drink to make. But I feel like in a dive bar, I'm not expecting them to have simple syrup or sugar cubes sitting here
Yeah.
and to waste their time muddling a sugar cube
Yeah.
and an orange slice
Yeah.
or something. Like, if you're slow, sure.
Yeah.
You're the only person, I might do it.
Yeah.
Will I tip you well? Also, yes.
Yeah.
But don't be that guy.
Yeah. Yeah. You'd be surprised.
No,
Yeah, probably not.
not in this town.
Yeah. And the second question, favorite cocktail. We did just switch up for a spring menu. There's a Makai Tai. It's named after the famous golf course in Hawaii,
Mm-hmm.
but it's a really good Mai Tai. But I do love our transfusions. You can't go wrong with one of those.
I was going to say the transfusion is probably
Yeah.
one of my top favorites.
You don't have a Masters, like an Augusta drink?
We did have an Augusta Smashinal on the previous menu. This weekend, we've been selling a lot of azaleas.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just learned that was a thing like
Yeah.
a couple days
Azalea?
ago. Yeah. I was like, I didn't even know this existed.
From here and don't know what the fuck that is.
It's just it's a drink of the Masters. It's not like
Yeah.
a transfusion
Oh,
is like
I
a
thought
golf
it was-
course drink.
Got you.
The azalea is just the Masters cocktail.
I thought you meant like because we're from North Carolina and the Azalea Festival.
Yeah.
What's the Azalea?
It's vodka. We do it with lemonade, but sometimes they switch between pineapple and lemonade and then grenadine.
Okay.
I think.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I had
Easy.
one.
Oh, yeah.
So I just didn't know what it was.
Yeah. I was sitting at a bar the other day and they're like, can you make an azalea since we're watching the Masters in here? And I was like, oh, what?
Yeah.
And of course, the bartender knew.
Yeah.
But I was like, what is that?
Yeah.
So that was
I mean,
pretty neat.
Yeah, it's like a what do they call it? Dirty Shirley.
Yeah.
But with either
yeah.
pineapple or lemonade. It's like calling a Cape Cod vodka cranberry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
That's
know the
a-
fancy name?
No. Is that,
Cuba Libre. It's just a rum and Coke.
Yeah.
Lime.
Oh, I didn't know that one had a fancy name.
I did
either.
know
Yeah.
that one. But the Cape, so, to me, that That sounds very douchey.
Yeah. The first time someone asked me, I want to say I was working in Carolina Beach. They asked me for a Cape Cod, and I was like, what are you talking about? And then I looked it up. Like, I went to the back and looked it up, and I was like, it's a vodka cranberry.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
So disappointing.
like, I understand, like, if it's on your menu and you do something special to the cranberry,
Yeah.
like, you make an infusion of it or, like, you make something, but just vodka cranberry.
Yep, that's it. Oh, and a lime wedge. Can't forget.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was the important part.
Yeah.
That's citric.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That's all it is.
All right. Ask your garnish question now that we're there.
Yeah, we do. So what's your opinion on garnishes? Do you do low or high when it comes to them?
What do you mean low or high? Like a little bit of garnish?
Yeah.
As in like low to the top of the cup, or do you want it as tall and as far away from the cup as possible? Like, do you stack 6 things on there?
Oh, no. I mean, you see the Bloody Marys with like shrimp and crab legs sticking out of it. I'm like, well, now I don't need lunch because I have this.
Exactly.
I mean, the Bloody Mary costs the amount of lunch when you add all that in there.
Yeah, true. I like to keep it, I guess, on the lower end.
Okay.
Just, I mean, simple. The drink, to me, I like a drink that speaks for itself.
Okay.
I think a garnish should complement it. Like if something on the nose helps the taste of the drink, that kind of thing. I do like the aesthetically pleasing ones too. It's like we just put a cocktail with dried grapefruit slices right on top, but it also helps with the taste. It also looks really pretty.
Right.
What's that drink?
That one is, oh gosh, Upper Course 75.
Okay.
That's the one I had.
Well, we had Clubhouse 75.
Clubhouse,
Purple.
that's what it was. Yeah, that's
I
right.
just switched out the name
Oh,
and
nice.
made a new drink. Kind of along the same lines of 2 gins, Prosecco,
Right.
but now it's a brighter color for summer.
Summer, springtime.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
I mean,
Do you come up with all these on your own?
Kind of. I mean, it's like any, there's a running joke of like, put a flare on it or
Right.
this rift kind of thing. So I do a lot of research and like look at other mini golf bars, kind of see what they're serving, and then look at other bars around town to see kind of where they're like, what they're heavy on, like vodkas or bourbons. Because we do have really great solid cocktails, but we're not a craft cocktail place.
Right.
You know, it's like we do have coupes and martini glasses and stuff. It's a little upscale, but still, we still want to keep like dive bar prices.
okay.
I don't want to, none of our cocktails will ever go over $15.
Okay.
That was something that I thought was really neat too. Like the first time that I went in, it's like going to a mini golf bar, especially in Wilmington, I was like, what do you expect?
Yeah.
And so going in, I was like, okay, there'll probably be some like mostly just beers.
Yeah.
So I go in and you have like a full cocktail list. You actually have a really nice non-alcoholic list as well too, for anyone out there that's doing the sober thing now. It's getting popular. And then just like the scaleness of it without it being like that craft cocktail bar type of price and feel as well too. I thought it was a really nice mixture.
Yeah, because we wanted like going with the neighborhood sports bar feel, but then something fun and like try to be a go-to spot. It's just nice having a balance. And then also someone once said that it's like, oh, well, everybody else is pricing it this way, so you can too. And I was like, well, I don't want to do that. If we're saying we're a neighborhood bar, then we should have neighborhood friendly prices.
Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, and the NA thing, we have NA and then we have THC drinks for California sober.
Right.
Mocktails. We actually, for January, we brought on 0 proof spirits. So most of our cocktails you can turn into mocktails.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Jennifer, there's a couple of NA drinks there that she was like, I kind of want to have alcohol, but these are so good. And then it's like, well, actually, we can just add alcohol to the non-alcoholic ones. So depending on how she's feeling that day.
Yeah.
So when are you going to have us in the bar and show Tyler how to make a drink?
Anytime you want.
Oh, you make me do it now.
Yeah.
So here's the joke. Like I said, I actually am social and could make drinks and be a bartender at a place where no one knows what a bartender looks like. I'd be perfect. If you've met a good bartender, I'm not the one. But we tried to do one episode with me, with one of the bartenders downtown, and height disparity messed up the shot. So then Tyler had to make a drink, and it's fun watching him being awkward.
Oh, that's fun.
But I think we have a height disparity. And when it comes to recording,
You got to get a little closer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how I put in there too. The funny thing, we did it at Underfront is when I did it.
I think I saw
And
those videos. Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't know if they showed it in the video that we put out, but there was a mint.
Made the video.
I know. I don't know if I put it out or not. There's a part of it, there was mint. And she was like, express the mint.
Mm-hmm.
And then I just like, the loudest, like,
Yeah.
just like, okay, that was enough.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
You're like, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just back here.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, the great thing about our cocktail menu is that I built it also where half of the drinks can be made like a dump and pour, like speed. You can crank them out, especially setting people up for the golf can make cocktails really fast. But then like the gins and the bourbons and the rum drinks take a little bit more time, but they're not super difficult. I try to keep it where you still have that speed factor.
Nice.
I feel more comfortable doing that.
I'm just over here laughing because I don't really think I'm a good bartender, but
You'd be fine.
I have that, like, I'm not going to be nervous. What are we doing?
Confidence is key.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I wasn't expecting to be doing it that day either, was the other thing. I was like, all right, we'll go for it.
I'm the one behind the camera. I'm like you.
Yeah.
People know of me, but when they ask, I'm like,
Yeah.
if I don't have to be in front of the camera, I'm not going to be.
Yeah, I have our staff, like we'll do monthly staff meetings and then we do content.
Mm-hmm.
And so they're all like, well, how about Tara, you getting one? Because I'll have them redo takes. And I'm like, no, I got a vision.
Right.
I'll record. You
I am the director.
Yeah.
Yes, that's me. I'm the captain now. So are you from here?
Not originally. I'm originally from Rhode Island. So
Okay.
New England girl. But I've been down here a very long time. I think I want to say 20 years, a little over 20 years.
Okay.
So
What brought you down here originally?
we wanted to get away from the snow. And then we moved to Charlotte, North Carolina, or Monroe near there.
Okay, yeah.
And then it was super cold and it was snowing.
I was like, they still get snow.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Not far enough.
Yeah. Well, my dad's job, we moved around a bit. Like we lived in Rhode Island, New Hampshire, and then he could get transferred to the South.
okay.
So he's like, oh, the South. Yeah, let's get away from the snow. Yeah.
Yep.
It's not South enough.
Yeah.
No.
And then we had the opportunity to come to the beach, and so we did.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Just curious.
Yeah, we moved to Brunswick County, so I went to high school out there.
Oh, okay.
Yep, I went to the early college.
Do you still?
You're young.
Yep.
Oh, I only, because the early college was like, New Hanover's early college, like New Hanover County, started when I was a senior.
Gotcha. Okay.
So that's how I know.
That's almost
how
like,
I can
wait, hold
age
on.
people.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I know-
I also look very young, but I'm almost 30.
Yep.
Yeah, I just turned 29. But
It's
yeah,
the
and
hair.
yeah, it's the hair and the pale skin. Very Irish. But yeah, and it was nice being out there. I mean, every time I go into Brunswick County, there's a million things new over
Right. there.
But I love Wilmington. After high school, I went to ECU for a year. Realized I should transfer because be smart. I know myself. So I transferred to UNCW and finished out there.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I keep seeing video. Like I went to ECU for a bit, and then I joined the National Guard, and the unit was based outside of ECU, like outside of Greenville.
Mm-hmm.
So for like 7 years, I was going into town, drinking, doing whatever, and I just saw the progression of them. Like, we don't want to be a party school anymore, so they kept like shutting down all the good bars.
Yeah.
And then I just saw a TikTok the other day, and I'm like, oh, they still have bars.
Yeah.
I didn't know that there was anything in town anymore. I thought there was only like 3.
Oh yeah. Yeah. They've grown a lot. Sup
Yeah.
Dogs is now like
2 stories
Yeah,
now.
2 stories.
Oh, wow.
Huge. Yeah.
I'm still trying to figure out how Still Life is around.
I don't know. Well, now I think I heard they opened up a 3rd floor that's 25 and up.
Oh.
Yeah. More expensive, like
I was gonna say,
vodkas,
yeah.
bourbons up there. But I'm
Okay,
like,
okay.
I don't know if I'd want to go through the bottom part.
No, to
get
get
to
up
Is there
there.
an outdoor entrance?
Yeah. Yeah.
No, I miss. So when I was at ECU, that was back in the days when they were allowed to do like penny drinks.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So we were all completely gone every single week.
Yeah.
And that explains why they've passed laws that you can't do that anymore.
Yeah. Because didn't somewhere downtown did like nickel drinks?
Down here or up
Yeah.
there?
No, downtown Wilmington.
Oh, yeah. So Oliver Twist, which is where Blind Elephant is,
Yeah.
that they used to do like Thursday nights. You could get like nickel Bud Lights or like 10-cent Bud Lights.
Yeah.
And
Fibbers, they still had penny drinks back in my college days.
Yeah. Well, no, someone was doing it recently.
Oh, really?
Was it? Yeah. I think it was one of the clubs. They were doing it. But I mean, I remember when Barbary had $1 Wells Mondays.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
It's a great time.
Yeah. I grew up on River Rat when I was on the corner.
Oh, yeah.
The OG River Rat and the whiskey.
Mm-hmm.
Those were great.
The good old days.
I was going to say, it's not the same anymore.
Yeah. I mean, Christian was involved with that.
Yeah.
You should check out his episode.
Yeah.
He was involved with a bunch of stuff downtown, invested in whiskey, and now he's invested in the Kent Street studio, which is where we're at now.
Great segue.
Yeah.
So you, right before COVID, you had finished your master's.
Mm-hmm.
And was that also in marketing?
No, actually, it was in higher education leadership.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
To be a principal?
No, well, I was more focused in student affairs at colleges.
Oh, okay.
So I ran the marketing department for Campus Rec, which I loved. So I was still doing marketing, teaching students graphic design and all these things, and then doing higher ed leadership work as well.
Nice.
Yeah. My thesis was half a project, half thesis, but it was towards veterans and campus recreation and combining those.
Wow, that's neat.
Yeah.
So you're kind of able to put like everything together that you've gone to school for into what you're doing now, and I'm sure in more active, possibly more fun ways.
Yeah, yeah. It's like when I was preparing for this, I was kind of looking back and I was like, I've done a lot of different things, but it's brought me here.
Right.
I always had a foothold in service industry, whether I was waitressing or bartending, through all of it.
Right.
And it just kind of grew into this, like did the marketing, communication, and then went on to higher ed. Love working with students, building community, connecting with people, teaching transferable skills in any way possible. So still being able to do that with the community here through a fun, unique bar.
Yeah.
This kind of became the goal.
Nice.
Yeah. The best of all the worlds.
Yes, yeah.
That's cool.
So what are y'all doing tomorrow?
Monday?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm on spring break, so.
Okay. We'll figure something out.
Might have
We
to
might
come
come in
by.
tomorrow.
Yeah.
Which, all these things, like you mentioned, combine, and you're doing a great job in the community. I haven't heard a bad word about Good Lie or yourself, which says a lot. Which does lead me to my question. What does success look like for you?
So success for me, it's kind of in two parts. Like individual success is having freedom where work really hard, but I love to travel the world. So having that freedom where I can step away from the business, not like leave the business, but I can leave for 2 weeks and trust that everything that I've done and people that I've hired, it will run smoothly if I'm not there. So just having that freedom to live and travel and all of that. But then business success, like sales are wonderful.
Right.
Increasing sales all day
Good.
is the peak of success. But really, to me, it's when people come in and they're showing true joy, like whether it's really enjoying a cocktail or just having fun, meeting someone new. We have a lot of first dates. It's a perfect first date spot. But people cheering on the course, having a good time, because there's a million things to do here.
Yes.
And people that come in, they're choosing to spend their time and money with us. And so I want success to me as them truly valuing where they've spent their time.
Nice.
I like it. So after looking forward a little bit to take a look back, if you could tell your younger self one thing, what would it be?
Got him.
I would tell myself summer bartending is fun and great, but save all that extra money you made for the winter months. Definitely. It's like everybody's all hanging out, having a great time, spending all their money, and then winter time comes around, and you're like, crap, how much did I make this summer?
Right.
Yeah. I didn't realize
That is
that
a
was
good point in
so
Wilmington.
drastic here.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And normally it's not too bad, but the I mean, dry January takes a big hit. And then usually the March, April, there's a big lull for service industry because everybody gears up for St. Patrick's and then
and then they go
has a hangover for 2 weeks.
Right.
Yeah.
And then Azalea Fest. Then there's kind of drop off before like end of school, spring break, all of that.
Yeah.
We have a friend that started Leland Brewing, and when he was the first year, like, oh, this is great, like, we're doing awesome. The first dry January that they had, they're like, this is real.
Yeah.
Like, people actually don't drink in January. Like, they were really surprised, like, how far the numbers, like, kind of dropped.
Yeah.
They're like, it wasn't terrible, but it was, like, enough to make you, like, worried.
Yeah.
It's like, oh.
Yeah, and that's why the whole, like, NAs, the mocktails have grown so much because hospitality industry takes a huge hit in January, which is, I mean, everybody should take a break from drinking if they want or need one. But really, you can take a break anytime you want. It's just everybody collectively doing it.
Yes.
They're not going out to restaurants and things like that. But providing a solution, I had so many people come in January that were excited. We had 0 proof cocktails and other mocktails and stuff.
Yeah.
And us being a new business, we've only been open
Just
a little
under a
over
year?
6 months.
Oh, 6. Oh, God.
Yeah. End of the last weekend of September is when we opened. But I mean, we've still been growing ever since.
Yeah. Every time that I've been in there, it's been more and more people.
Yeah.
Like, even on, like, I think the last time we were in there was like a random, like, Tuesday or something. And it was still, and it was still, like, quite a few people in there.
Yeah.
And, like, not at off time, too. I think we went, like, at 4 o'clock, like, on a Tuesday. It was weird.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's still quite a few people in there.
Yeah. And when we first started, I had a big marketing plan for like opening business, new business and everything. So I've just started readjusting. So we have some really great specials coming out soon. Like, obviously we can't do a happy hour with drinks, but happy hour golf could be a thing.
True, yeah.
But yeah, we've been trying to push as much as we can to not have too much of a lull, but still grow because there's new bars popping up everywhere all the time.
There really is.
Yeah. I mean, Azalea, or not. Was it
Azalea Station?
or what was it? St. Patrick's Day. 3 bars open in one weekend.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
right.
Like, what?
Yeah. There's the String and Key, Odin, and the Rift.
The Rift, yeah, that's the other one.
Odin.
Brewing, where New Anthem used to be.
Okay. Never mind. I know somebody there.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I somehow have a connection.
I was good about that place. What's new?
So-
Apparently they've done really great work in there. I haven't been in there yet. But.
Their beer is actually good. They were at Feast. They were
nice.
partnered with somebody, and like I was there for work, so I like at the end of my cycle I walked through and I tried theirs. I was like, oh, this is actually like for a spot that's so new to have like decent beer is actually really nice.
Yeah.
You guys have a good rotating draft list and stuff too. I guess not too rotating, but
we do. It's like we have main lunch IPA,
right,
which is our biggest seller. It's a fantastic IPA, but the rest of the beers, I really like to have a variety. So there's some kind of draft for everyone.
Right.
And like we have a cider because we also do sake cider bombs.
Oh.
They are very good.
What cider do you guys have?
Right now, we rotate on flavors, but right now we have a peach mango.
Well, sounds good.
Yeah.
Is there jalapeno in it or just peach mango?
Just peach mango.
Oh, then I can try it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really good. But yeah, we do rotating sours from Edmond's O's because can't do wrong by their sours. But then we also have Edmond's O's. They're in Charleston.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And then light beer, something crushable.
Right.
Yeah. And then usually we have 2 local rotating. Just depends. We kind of like to spread out our local love, so it'll just be rotating local beers.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, how can people shout out the company, keep up with you guys, and see what's going on here in the next couple months and years in the future?
So most of our stuff we put out is on Instagram and then shared through Facebook and stuff. We have our website. We do post on TikTok, but Instagram is really the place where we do daily updates all the time.
Cool. What's the handle for that one?
It is Goodlie Wilm, WILM.
Okay.
Thanks so much for coming on. We appreciate you coming in and telling us about it. And I'll try to make sure I remember to put this in order and try to get this out Wednesday
Okay.
So if someone listens to it, they can still try the. You said this Wednesday is like the first
open play,
the
where
open
you
play.
come and practice. And
Okay,
all that,
yeah.
Yeah.
We'll do that and hopefully get some more people out there and check it out and go on. But it seems like the leagues have been staying pretty full.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah. We're definitely need some more signups
Right.
for this week. But yeah, it's been good. It's been really
Very
good.
good.
Well, thank you.
Yeah. Thank you guys.
Nice to
Okay.
officially
Absolutely.
meet you.
Yeah.
For you guys who have been following us for a while and haven't left us a like, please do so now. As per usual, we'd love it if you like, comment, share, subscribe. Go follow Good Lie, WILM, and follow us on all our socials. We'll catch you in the next one.
Cheers.
Cheers.